Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. Righto, we are ready for today's journey. Our teacher this week is Jack Canfield. I've got a couple of thoughts from Jack Canfield that speak to, I guess if you could give it a theme, the theme would be success. That's as close as I could get to a theme for this morning's quotes, and our meditation will be purely about the science of meditation. What is it that we experience inside of our bodies? What are the chemical things that change in our bodies as we sit down and meditate? Sunmari, good morning. Pat, good morning. Charlene, good morning. Right, so let's get a couple of thoughts from Jack Canfield. First one is, he says, don't worry about failure. Don't worry about failure. Worry about the chances you miss when you don't even try. Failure is baked into being human. Falling flat on our faces is something we will do. And the harder we try and do new things, the more regularly we'll fall flat on our faces. Don't worry about failures, say Jack Canfield. He says, worry about the chances you miss when you don't even try. Estelle, good morning. I love all those hearts bursting in the corner of my screen. Charlene, they look really good. This one says a similar thing. He says, one way to kill an opportunity. Maybe you can guess how the sentence finishes. One way to kill an opportunity is to avoid taking it. One way to kill an opportunity is to avoid taking it. We need to try. We need to get out there. We need to do it. We need to be okay with failing and trying again. If we are not a little bit uncomfortable every day, then we're not growing. All the good stuff is outside of your comfort zone. The truth is, the science even shows it. The brain science show that we really only grow when we step outside of a comfort zone. That is when we grow. Now, that's not the whole story. I personally have a little bit to add, but that's a lot to get into. It's not a great idea to throw yourself out of comfort zones if you haven't built an inner supportive narrative. Because sometimes you can push yourself out of a comfort zone and you don't really grow because you're beating yourself up inside because of the mistakes you're making. Truth is though, ultimately, even if you're kind to yourself, you have a lot of self-love, ultimately, you'll still need to step out of comfort zones to grow. Get comfortable in the uncomfortable. Persistence is probably the single most common quality of high achievers. They simply refuse to give up. The longer you hang in there, the greater the chance that something will happen in your favor. No matter how hard it seems, the longer you persist, the more likely you'll be successful. Persistence, just keep going, keep trying, keep falling. That's actually a part of it. Keep falling, but keep getting up, keep trying again. You and you alone are responsible for taking actions to create the life of your dreams. You and you alone have the responsibility to take action to show up and create the life of your dreams. Nobody else can or will do it for you. And you're all doing it. You're all showing up. Our meditation today is called The Science of Meditation. I love this one. We haven't done it for a while, but just a recognition of what are all the things your body goes through as you sit down and meditate. If you're ready, here we go. You can close your eyes and let's float away. Starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. A deep breath in and out. deep inhale. And let it go. A deep breath in. And out. One more big breath in. Let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, feel yourself grow from that space, from your center, expand outwards. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. As you exhale, soften. Soften your spine, slump your shoulders, and drop your head. Let every exhale lead you to more softness than the one before. And make every exhale long and slow. Just continue your full body breathing while I keep talking. It's like your heart and your brain is listening to your lungs. When your exhale becomes really slow and long, your heartbeat follows. It slows down too. Even your brain waves become slower. And if you are physically softening your body every time you exhale, you're adding to all of this lower, slower, deeper. And your nervous system switches too. It switches from what might have been an activated sympathetic nervous system, in other words, fight or flight. It switches over to a calm parasympathetic nervous system. It's also called rest and digest. The processes in your body are different. or maybe not different, but they're paid attention to differently, depending on which nervous system you are in. When you're in fight or flight, the processes in your body that enabled you to fight, run, they get preference. Your muscles get more oxygen and more nutrition. Things like your digestion, your immune system, they kind of get sidelined. They're still online, but they don't get as much oxygen and nutrition as they need. Because if you have to run from a lion, your digestion's just not that important right now. And if you have a life-threatening bacteria in your body, well, the lion's more dangerous right now. And if you get caught, the bacteria will be his problem anyway. The point is, while you are in fight or flight, the things that help you run or fight get preference, and everything else gets sidelined. Just imagine if you continue living in fight or flight, how many of your healthy systems are not getting all the blood flow and nutrition they need. Your body's acting as if you're always running away from a lion. Right now you're changing it, softening, slowing down your exhale, taking your body from a closed system to an open system. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies to stretch, adjust, and settle down more comfortably into the meditation. Take a deep breath in. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in. As you release, feel into your body and stretch. Drop your head forward and roll out your neck muscles. Big half circles, forward and to the left, and forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big circles, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Simply lean your upper body over to the left and lean your upper body over to the right. Stretching and leaning into your back muscles. Find where the edges are, where you can't stretch anymore because your muscles run into stiffness, and very gently lean into those edges. Take a deep breath in. And as you release, you can stretch, move, or adjust any part of your body that still feels like it needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened into presence as much as we can, we'll turn inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. With every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a long, slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it the longest, slowest exhale that you possibly can. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel into your body and invite softness into your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. Feel yourself slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. As you breathe in through your nose, really feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a long, slow exhale. I'll be talking continuously throughout this phase. Time your own breath holding to your own pace. Keep coming back to a breath hold. Do a breath hold as long as you are comfortable. And take as many easy breaths in between your breath holds as you need. Take your next big breath. you do a normal breath hold, your body's not quite sure what's going to happen next. It normally doesn't quite panic yet, but it goes on high alert. In my mind, it looks like a meerkat popping up out of the grass, looking around going, what's happening here? A normal breath hold could just be that. Could just be a normal breath hold. Or it could mean there's trouble. There's going to be difficulty breathing. And that's why your body goes on alert. What is happening here is what it's asking. Don't forget to bring yourself back to your breath hold. The first thing that happens as you hold your breath is your brain gets sent an extra dose of oxygen. Just in case, we don't know what's happening here. If breathing is going to be shut down for a little while, the brain needs to have more oxygen in order to think. The brain is the most important part. It needs to get the first attention. Which is why after some breath holding, your brain often feels more awake, more switched on. Now that is a stimulus. In the way that Viktor Frankl spoke about a stimulus and a response. The breath hold is a stimulus, and your body and your brain is trying to figure out how to respond. And now there's a space. There's a space between stimulus and response, in which you are teaching your body something. If you are able to really relax into your breath hold, if your body goes on alert, but you make it clear, there's nothing serious happening here. We're actually having fun. And we are relaxing into this fun state. Your body learns something from that. It learns that not everything that feels like a threat is necessarily threatening. Sometimes we can experience something that feels stressful or feels like a threat, but we can stay calm and even have fun. Your job during your breath hold is to relax into it and to enjoy the experience. Over time, your body learns how to respond a lot more calmly to stress. And because there's not an instant reaction, but a slightly slower response to this stimulus, you're teaching your brain to create this space. You're teaching your nervous system that every time there's a stimulus, maybe we can stop and check this out first. Maybe there doesn't have to be an instant reaction. Remember to come back to your breath holding. When you breathe into your belly the way you always do, the muscle you're using to draw air into your lungs is not your lungs, because your lungs don't have muscles. It's also not the muscles in between your ribs and your chest cage. It's not those intercostal muscles. But if you're breathing into your belly, there's a muscle below below your lungs. It's called your diaphragm. And that's the muscle you're using if your belly swells up as you breathe in. It's the diaphragm muscle dropping. And this is an important tool because right through that muscle runs a very important, really thick nerve. It's called your vagus nerve. Vagus, it's got the same base word as vagabond or vagrant. And it's called this because most of the other nerves spread in linear lines, almost straight lines throughout your body, but not your vagus nerve. Like a vagabond, like a vagrant, it meanders. It looks like it's taking its time and checking out this over here and then going over to that over there, zigzagging through your body, touching all of your major organs. When you're in fight or flight, that nerve is less active. And all your major organs are sidelined. It doesn't get the attention it needs because you're fighting or running. But when you breathe through your belly like you are, when it's your diaphragm coming up and down, and even more so when you hold your breath, you're massaging that vagus nerve. You're switching it on. And this is the biggest trigger for your calm nervous system. By switching on your vagus nerve, you're switching on your parasympathetic nervous system. And it's very physical. It happens physically when you breathe through your belly. And your diaphragm massages that really thick nerve. Sometimes we can do this really quick. Other times it takes more time, but if you sit yourself down or lie down and you just don't quit, you breathe slow and through your belly and you just don't stop, no matter how long it takes. Your body will enter a calmer state because you're activating your vagus nerve. Don't forget to return to your own breath hold. And the last thought, while we're in the breath holding space, when you're in fight or flight, as your body is trying to pay attention only to the things that make you run or fight, your brain does something similar. It's trying to prevent you from thinking any other thoughts than thoughts of running and thoughts of fighting. Imagine you're in a conversation with a loved one, a family member, a colleague, and you're really triggered. And while you're really triggered, your brain is not allowing you to say anything that's not running away or fighting with this person. Why would your brain not want you to have a calm conversation? Why would your brain not want you to stop and think? Because in survival, stop and think is death. When the impala sees the lion and it stops and thinks, it's breakfast. When you're triggered, your conversation will sound like fighting. or running. Always a better idea to minimize the conversation when we realize we are triggered. Return to a calm space before you return to the conversation. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath holding space and into the next. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, invite softness into every corner of your body, every nook and cranny. One more big breath in. And hold. As you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. Normally I'd say there is no more attention on your breathing, but today there will be. But for now, sit all the way back or lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. So while we'll still pay attention to our breathing, I want you to pay attention to what your breathing would be if you did not pay attention to it. How would you be sitting or lying down and breathing if you took your attention away from your breath? In this case, I want you to inhale and exhale through your nose, but keep it as easy as possible. As relaxed and natural breathing as much as you can. We'll pause for a moment on an interesting part of your body that the first time I asked doctors, what is this really for? None of them had really good answers. And it took quite a bit of research to figure out there's more to this part of my body than most doctors are aware. As you breathe in and breathe out slowly, imagine you could see into your sinus cavities, your nasal cavities. The air flows in through your nose. It makes its way through these weird spaces in your skull. And then it hits the back of your throat. And then into your lungs. Why is it not just a straight pipe from your nose into your lungs? Why does the air have to flow through these weird spaces? One part of it is like a violin or a guitar's box. The space changes the sound, the reverberation, and our own individual, personal, slightly different nasal cavities give rise to at least a part of the sound of our voice. But that's not the important part. The internal lining, the endothelial lining of your nasal cavities produce something amazing. They produce an oxygen called nitric oxide. And every time you breathe in, the air catches those molecules and transports it into your lungs. Nitric oxide has an amazing effect on your body. It is anti-inflammatory first. It fights possible inflammation in your arteries and in your heart. It improves heart disease if you remember to inhale through your nose. It is also a vasodilator. It opens up your arteries. It helps more blood flow get everywhere, and it lowers high blood pressure. And the more nitric oxide your arteries sense, because your arteries can sense nitric oxide in the bloodstream, the more your arteries sense the rise in nitric oxide, the more the arteries in your body produce even more. The endothelial lining of your arteries can also produce nitric oxide. And by inhaling through your nose, you kickstart an avalanche of more and more health throughout your body. And if you want to have even more nitric oxide produced by your nasal cavities, you can do that by making your face vibrate. How do you make your face vibrate? Because when those cavities vibrate, they produce more nitric oxide. If you hum while you exhale, if you hum while you breathe out, and now this must make you think of that sound, that Om you've heard before. Here's a scientific explanation of why Om could be so healthy for you. The vibration releases more nitric oxide, and you get even more health on your next inhale. We have just the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this damn amazing body. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for the picture of health that I have in my mind on that inhale. Breathing in through my nose, like I can see health enter my body and spread throughout. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning how to become a better operator of this amazing body. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for joining us on this journey. I hope it's as interesting to you as it is to me. Your bodies are amazing. Anthony, thanks for popping in, dude. And Heartless, good morning. It's good to see you, man. Have an awesome day, everyone. Thank you, Pat, and Sunmary, and Estelle, and Charlene, and whoever else might be in the background. Lots of love to you all. Have an awesome day. Ciao, ciao.